Welcome participants. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, as far as FD has been, it is a very interesting subject, and you can learn lots of things in FDS. In the prerequisite section, we have PPS, that is, in the first year subject, we have PPS, and that is the prerequisite version for, and the first unit is quite dead to algorithms, flowcharts, and pseudocodes that we have learned in first year also. But for the sake of revision, and in this is the primary requirement of any design tool. Therefore, it is mandatory that you go with the following. I'll just share the screen with you. Okay, able to hear me again, or there is some noise?
सर एको बहुत आ रहा है.
Okay, one second. Okay, able to view the screen? There is a screen shared over here. Are you able to see that screen? Yes, participant?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir, nothing is shared.
Okay. I'll just reconnect with this session. Just reconnecting from the presentation side. due to little slower network at the presentation desktop, it is taking some time for the display of the screen due to slow internet, but still we will discuss about the FDS subject in detail. So over here, the prerequisite for the subject is, that is PPS, that is programming and problem solving. We have seen that in PPS there was Python programming, but over here in your data structure, that is FDS, that is fundamentals of data structure subject, we have Python as well as object oriented programming, that is C, C++ will be there for conducting the practicals, and there will be a mid-sem exam of 30 marks and your end-sem exam will be of 70 marks as per the structure is been concerned. Now over here you can take down the first unit. I try to share the camera so that you might able to see the presentation as well. Okay, participants, able to view the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, participants, are you able to view the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello, everyone. Able to view the screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So over here we have the first unit, that is introduction to algorithm and data structures, and you can find that it is also the first unit from PPS, that is how to solve the problem. We have the definition of the problem, then what are the types of solutions. So we have that two types, algorithmic solution and heuristic solutions. And over here you can see that the algorithms, data structures and the program that will constitute to the introduction. In introduction we will be discussing about what is data structures, data, information, knowledge and data structures will be discussing over here. Then we have ADTs. So this concept is very interesting as far as ADT is been concerned, that is abstract data types, and it is the major part of data structures that will give you the details how to define the data structure. Now we have data structures and their classifications. We'll be studying in the introduction itself. So we have linear and non-linear data structures. Then we have static and dynamic data structures, whereas we have persistent and empirical data structure. So over here, this were as far as your data structure is concerned. Then we discuss about algorithms. So So algorithms is nothing but step-by-step execution of a program. So we write it in generic languages. So over here in problem solving, the concept is very easy for unit 1 has been concerned. Also, we will introduce to the types of algorithms. You can write it. What are the characteristics of good algorithm and algorithm design tools? So these design tools we have studied in PPS, that was pseudocodes and flowcharts. But also one of them is algorithm is one of the design tools, and we will have IPO charts over there that will be added. Now, understanding the complexity of algorithm. So it is not enough that I write an algorithm. It should be efficient in terms of space and time complexity. We will be studying the to space and time complexity. That means if your program works in less amount of time, then it is a good program. And how to design such program is a skill. So it is based on the algorithm how we can design such programs. Now, big O notations, theta and omega notations, which are used to specify the complexity of algorithm. So this complexity of algorithm can be specified in terms of big O, theta notation and omega notation. Now, how to find the complexity using step-by-step counting method. So this is a manual method which discuss about how to find the complexity using step-by-step counting methods. Next is analysis of programming. Construct linear and quadratic or cubic algorithms. So these are some analysis technique, how to analyze the algorithm, whether you have written it in linear fashion or quadratic one, cubic one or logarithmic one, and which is the best algorithm can be compared based on the outcome, that is analysis of programming. And finally, algorithm design strategies. In that, we will be having divide and conquer and greedy strategies. So this for as far as your first unit is been concerned. Now, if you look at the syllabus, you have to mark something. Over here, there is some case studies. You can see over here. Everyone able to view the case study?
The screen is not visible.
Yes, but okay. So there is some case studies we have to go through. So over here in every unit, there is one case study that has to be completed by the participant. So we have to use the multiplication techniques by mathematician Carl Friedrich Gauss and Karatsuba algorithm for fast multiplication. So how to do fast multiplication is the algorithm which has to be done as a case study. You have to find the complexity of that algorithm and implement it in either C++ or Python. Now we just introduced to the second unit, that is, you can see the screen that it is not able to connect. The presentation screen is not able to connect till now. Therefore, we are struggling to give you the output. So we are doing it in this way. We are displaying it in the form of camera. Now, second unit is linear data structures using sequential algorithm. So we have linear data structures as one topic itself. One of the example of linear data structure is arrays and linked list. So we will be going to take some examples related to this about linear data structures and sequential organization of data. And again, we have some case studies in this topic. Finally, in unit 3 is dedicated to searching and sorting. So over here we have various searching algorithms. That means how to search a particular element in an array or a data set. The data set can be an internal data set or external data set, and there are various methods to solve the process of searching and sorting. That sorting is nothing but ordering of data in either ascending or descending order, and there are at least 8 to 10 algorithms available for sorting. So you can compare all of them. Some of them are given over here. You can see bubble sort, insertion sort, selection sort, quick sort, shell sort, radix sort, counting sort, bucket sort, and so on. So nearly about 8 to 10 algorithms are there for just for sorting of contents in an array. Now we have the case studies over here, that is Fibonacci search. So why I am showing you these case studies? So everyone has to perform it as a tutorial and submit it as a part of tutorial. So this case studies has to be performed by everyone. Now next is your fourth unit is dedicated to linked list. Now this linked list is, as we can see, it is related to static and dynamic memory allocation. You can see the linked list is concerned with static and dynamic memory allocation. So over here there are some advantage of dynamic memory allocations. We can learn about how space is being saved in dynamic allocation than static allocations. So when you understand the concept of static memory allocation and dynamic memory allocation, you will also accept the significance of linked list, which support both type of memory allocations. So this is as far as unit 4 is concerned. Next is unit number 5. So in unit number 5 we have stack. So I just check whether your presentation is ready. No, it's not, still not connected. You can see the desktop is not able to connect the meeting. Okay, so let us move to the introduction of the unit number 5. Now, as far as case studies in unit number 4, that is concerned with your garbage collection. So garbage collection is related to your memory. That means when you allocate memory, you have to free it as soon as you are able to complete your program. So as soon as your programs are complete, you are expected to release the memory which was dynamically allocated. So the important concept over here is what is the significance of garbage collection in unit number 4. So now unit 5 is concerned with stack, which is also called as LIFO, that is last in first out, and based on the stack there is a simple game called Tower of Hanai. So if you understand the concept of stack, you can see that if you understand the concept of stack, then you will be able to design a simple game that is called as Tower of Hanai. Also, it has very significant uses in Android for multitasking and multiple activities and backstack. Another problem is the 4-queen problem over here, we will discuss as and taken a case study in as far as stack is been concerned. Now, let us introduce you to the last topic, that is unit number 6, that is related to queue. Now this is very basic concept, and over here you can find queue is real representation of real systems which can be developed in practice. For example, there is a queue for admission process. So how you can design or associate this queue for admission process into real life using queue data structure. Another significance of queue is you can find these queues at some some counters, some booking counters or banks, there is a queue for a particular application, or for withdrawing of money, there is a queue, and so on. So this queue data structure is very significant as far as programming is been concerned. So let's take a simple temple, and all people are to the temple in the queue. One by one, they are getting entered over there, and one personality comes over there who is has to go and visit the god as a per priority. That means you want to visit it immediately. So some different queue is being set up for such kind of activities termed as pre-electric queue. So how to implement this type of queue, and it has very significant applications in computation also, is associated in unit number 6. Now very important part, that is some references. So you can see the books, that is textbooks, which is in described over here, that is Ors and Sani, Fundamental of Data Structures in C++. You can see, you can take down the snapshot for the textbooks. Is it visible to you? Yes, participants?
No, sir.
No,
No, sir.
sir.
So take down the
No, sir,
snapshot
screen is
for the
not visible.
reference books. These books are also available in our library, but these are recommended for learning. Also, you can see some references. Now you can have the data structure and algorithm both in C++ as well as you can go for Python programming. Now another that were added, that is e-contents. So ebooks are also available. So you can, if you download the syllabus from the university site, you will find that there are some ebooks available. So you can start studying directly from the ebooks. Now another, this video links, NPTEL courses, we have some video links over there. So you can see there are some video links also given in the syllabus itself. And if you want to study some enhancers related to this, you can get it. Now the most important concept which is to be discussed is this quality management. So over here we have some CO and POs. So the CO means course objectives, where PO means the program objectives. Based on that, there are some points. So we have some POs defined. You can get these POs over here in the syllabus above. So you can see there are some POs defined. So these are the course objectives. So by completing the course, you will be able to achieve the following objectives, and this will be mapped to your program objective. That means if you complete the course, you will be completing this kind of program objectives. So first thing, participants, I'll just stop the screen sharing, and you can find there is some network error, and we are not able to connect from the presentation side. So it goes very difficult for conducting lectures in such a situation. Still, I recommend all of you that you can put your name and roll numbers in the chat box.
Excuse me, sir.
You can see that still due to some network error, we are unable to connect to the presentation screen. I hope this will not been repeated, and we'll take try to take maximum care of this network issues. So thank you for being patient, and in order to make this presentation effective, it is necessary that we should be able to see the desktop the network issues, and we'll be able to deliver the lecture properly. So I hope, our apologies for the network interconnection. We are not able to see the presentation properly. Still, everyone was patience, and thanks for your cooperation. I hope you have put in your attendance in your chat box. So I'll just view the chat box, and so that we will mark your attendance for today's session, and you can leave the meeting. Thank you very much. In the next session, we will try to keep up the presentation.